You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon. Good evening and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Let us not forget that. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got some breaking news. This is in regards to a case that is still just very, very brand new. I mean, it just happened late last night, and there are some new updates in regards to this case that I think are very interesting, okay? Very interesting nonetheless. And we have got to get into this conversation. So, without further ado, we're going to get into this. But still, this is some very interesting stuff, all right? This is nuts. This is nuts. Could we have a Carly Russell situation on our hands? I think we have a Carly Russell situation on our hands. And I'm going to say that right now. I truly think it's a Carly Russell situation on our hands. Only thing is that this didn't have to last very long, because there has been some good news. There are new reports that just happened as I was getting ready to do this live, that this 17-year-old boy by the name of Caden Speight, I think it's Speight, if I'm correct. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name right. He has been found. He's found alive and doing just fine. But we have got to talk about this, the timeline, and what all the things that are leading up to where we are right now. And let me tell you something. This is absolutely knuckin' futz, okay? Because the information that we're hearing is messed up, especially with the rhetoric and the things that are being said out here in these streets on the reason why this kid could have been, quote unquote, taken. This is the kind of stuff that aggravates me. This is what aggravated me with the Carly Russell situation. Okay? And this is the same thing that could potentially be the reason why, or could be the reason why I'm so frustrated about this particular case as well. We're going to get into that conversation in just a minute, but I'm going to tell you right now, this young man, 17-year-old, Caden Speight, has been found. So we're going to get straight into that piece first. So I'm going to share that with you guys first, okay? Before we go into everything else, we have an update from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. We're just starting with the first update. We're going to get into everything else in just a minute, because we got to get through a whole, we got to go through the timeline. And by the way, it's a very quick timeline. And thank God it's a very quick timeline, because this could have gone so much worse. This could have gotten so bad, so volatile out here because of the information that people were spouting out here in these streets. Now, first and foremost, let me just tell you, this is the first update, because they have a couple updates on this thing. Okay. First and foremost, Caden has been located safe in Williston. First off, great news. He lives to fight another day. He's okay. He's alive and kicking. Okay? The investigation is still ongoing. More updates will be provided as they become available. So he is alive, and he has been found alive, which is great news. But what's crazy about this whole case is the information that has been percolating out here in these streets since the moment that this young man went missing. And we have got to talk about that. Okay? We most definitely have got to talk about that. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Thought I finished that, but I did not. Boom. Okay? So, let us discuss. Okay? First and foremost, this is the stuff that was being put out here. Boom. Desperate search for teenager in MAGA hat missing after reported pew-pewing in Florida. Yeah, guys, this is real. This is no joke. This is the real deal Holyfield. They put out this information. You see it in the title. You see it in the thumbnail, because I wanted to point this out. This is exactly what was put out here once he went missing. They said because he was wearing a MAGA hat, he was targeted. He was wearing a MAGA hat. He was targeted. When in actuality, he was never targeted. Now we find out that he just kicked rocks because he felt like kicking rocks. That's all. Yeah, Jason Riddle. Of course, I know JLR. I'm sure JLR is out there, okay? Because I think he's in the Florida area, all right? I would not be surprised. He's very much boots on the ground kind of guy, okay? But if he didn't find any red in the area, I'm not surprised. Why? Because this thing's a hoax. It's fake. It's fake news. Fake news. Just so you know. So somebody, this kid or whoever, thought it would be a great idea to do all this crazy stuff. We're going to talk about it. It's nuts. And like I said, thank God it didn't blow up, because it would have blown up. Ooh, there are so many. I don't think you understand. Do you understand? There are so many levels to this. There are levels to this, bro. There are levels, bro. You don't understand. That could have been so bad if this had gone even further. Okay? Mel O, this is more than just a cry for help. This was starting to become politicized. This was starting to become politically weaponized in the worst way possible. I'm going to explain all of that and then some in just a minute. And this is the reason why people need to stop doing their Carly Russelses out here in these streets. Please and thank you. Stop it, y'all. Stop it. Shame. Shame on you. Stop it. Take several seats. Stop it. What's wrong with you? Stop. But apparently, people are out here thinking that this is okay to do. These types of hoaxes. This is a full-blown hoax, guys. We're going to break it all the way down. We're going to do the timeline really quick. So now we hear that there was a desperate search for a teenager who was wearing a MAGA hat. He went missing because somebody pulled a pew-pew out and went braca, braca, braca at his car. And then he went missing. He was nowhere to be found. Where could he be? Where could Caden Speight be? Where is he? Where's my little boy? So apparently, while this whole thing went down, after this whole thing went down, he sent text messages. Yes, text messages to, from my understanding, his grandma, a family member. Some reports are saying it was Gam Gam that he sent text messages to, basically saying, these guys are trying to take me. I've been hit. I've been hit. And then other reports are saying that after the text messages were exchanged between him and Gam Gam, his phone was broken in half. And then he disappeared. Police went to the scene. They found a door wide open on a car. Apparently, bullet holes in the car. We're gonna cross-reference that to make sure that's actually factual. But no Caden Speight inside the car. What could it be? What happened, though? So what happened here? They said 4 men, Hispanic-like, took this young boy. And they're saying, this whole thing happened because he was wearing a MAGA hat. Yes, indeed. Because he was wearing a MAGA hat. You see it in the title right here. Do you understand what I mean by when I say there's levels to this, bro? Levels, bro. There's levels. Okay? No one understands how bad this could have gone. No one understands. Hopefully you're going to understand by the end of the show. But this could have gotten really bad. Let's not forget everything that's been going on. What happened in Dallas recently at that ICE facility, first and foremost? Numero uno. Let's not forget all the stuff that's been going on. If you're brown, there's been a lot of issues going on. We've been seeing nothing but ICE, okay, going in and doing that thing. There's been a lot of tension, a lot of political tension going on out here in these streets. And suddenly, oh, and let's not forget, CK, he just lost his life a couple weeks ago, did he not? Wearing a MAGA hat, having conservative political views. Suddenly, any person who's conservative, their life is on the chopping block. Because these crazy leftists are out here willing to just ice anybody, right? And then now we see something like this happen. And thank God this was a fugazi. Thank God this was fake news. But imagine if it was not fake news. And this continued. Let's just say, what if this was fake news and it continued? Just as long as Carly Russell's situation lasted for. Remember? She was driving her really nice whip, okay? Driving down the highway, and then suddenly she's driving, lace front, already nice, glued tight on her head, driving her beautiful red Mercedes, okay? Picking up some food for her fam after work. She's driving down, and then suddenly she just sees a white baby on the side of the interstate, right? Oh my gosh, there's a white baby. So she pulls over and calls 911. Yes, there's a white baby on the side of the road. She gets out and then rips off her lace front and then disappears in the night off the side of the interstate. This lasted for a good solid two weeks or so. Everybody and their mama was trying to unearth and solve that case, which ended up being absolutely comical as hell. But it got very bad because it was starting to get politicized a little bit. You have a black woman missing because she pulled over to save a white baby on the side of the road, only for her to be taken by a bunch of white people where they sat, played with her hair, and fed her Cheez-Its, as she said. A man, a redheaded, balding man, okay, that I liked calling Cleetish. And she was just fed Cheez-Its by the girl that was there. And this baby, remember? And then she found a way to escape. She's running through the woods. Suddenly she finds herself back in the neighborhood, her family's neighborhood, and runs into her parents' arms. Actually, correction, she actually ding-dongs, knocks on the door. Parents open the door, and they're like, Carly? And she goes, ah, and falls to the ground. I'm not kidding. That's a true story. Remember all that BS? When all the while she was chilling in a hotel, eating Cheez-Its and granola bars? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too funny. It's too funny. I'm sorry. Oh God. Every time I hear that, every time I tell that story, I want to cry because it's just so freaking funny. Oh my God. But she really did that. Okay? She ate Cheez-Its and granola bars. Okay? Okay. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of that situation. All right? But the thing is that could have gotten really, really bad. But one thing that was so beautiful that I think highlighted, that was highlighted about this whole situation, about the Carly Russell case, is that everyone was coming together about that one. Everyone was obsessed about how was she taken? How did this whole thing go down? Right? Everybody was breaking down that that highway video, which showed nothing. It showed her just walk off. That's it. It showed nothing. But everyone's like, can't you see that it's digitized? But you can see an ATV driving down the side of the road. They taking her right there. Don't you see it? Don't you see that shadowy figure right behind the sign? There's somebody right there. That what she said is the truth. I tell you what, I'll tell you that for free. That is the truth, dadgummit, right? Remember that? Because I remember that. I remember that. And what happened? It was all a lie. But it brought people together, which is lovely. Now we look at this situation where we got a teenager by the name of Caden Speight, 17 years old, text messages his gam to basically say, hey, I just been attacked. Men are attacking me. I've been hit. Somebody pulled the trigger on me, right? And then he disappears. Let's take a look at this. Crazy. And everyone's like, it's because he was wearing a MAGA hat and they were Hispanic. They were brown. They were brown. Oh my gosh. When in actuality, this whole thing is a lie. So, Florida police issued a statewide Amber Alert yesterday for missing 17-year-old Caden Speight, believed to be a victim in a reported pew-pewing in Dunlin, Marion County, 80 miles northwest of Orlando. So, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement said when they arrived at the scene of the reported pew-pewing near the airport, near the Marion County Airport, they found his car, but have yet to locate him. So, Speight, described as a white male, 6 feet tall, 150 pounds, and wearing a t-shirt and jeans, was last seen at the 12,800 block of Southwest Highway 84 in Dunlin. The missing teen is from Citrus County. According to local reports, here's the thing. According to local reports, this is where it gets divisive. This is where it gets crazy. Not only about the race of the men that he was taken, that took him, but also the fact that he may have been wearing a red MAGA hat at the time of his disappearance. Do you see how this could turn into something really bad if this search went further or longer than less than 24 hours? Do you understand that, right? Caden may be in the company of 4 unknown males, possibly Hispanic, said the FDLE in a statement. They may be traveling in a light-colored van. If located, do not approach. Contact local law enforcement immediately. According to reports, investigators believe Speight has been wounded and is in danger. His vehicle was reportedly found with evidence of gunfire. So, Ocala, hopefully I'm saying that right. The Ocala Star Banner reports that the Marion County Sheriff's Office, including a helicopter, have been searching for Speight all night. Local hospitals have been checked, but authorities have not yet located the teenager. In a post, Speight's sister issued a plea for her brother to come home. God, I just want him home. I can't sleep, eat, or do anything not knowing where he is and if he is safe. Please do not stop searching or looking. There is still a little to no information on what happened or where he could be. I don't understand why this happened. Just bring him home, she wrote. It's unclear whether Speight left the scene of the alleged pew-pewing voluntarily or if he was actually taken. Investigators have indicated how he came into contact with 4 unknown males and provided any information on the incident. The force said, if you have any information on the whereabouts of this child, please contact the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The apparent tragedy or apparent pew-pewing, the fake pew-pewing, occurred around 4 p.m. and the Amber Alert was activated Thursday evening. Florida officials have classified Speight's disappearance as a high priority missing persons case due to the surrounding circumstances. Okay. So you heard all of that, which, by the way, just newsflash, it's all fake. It's all fake news. Okay. Now, again, this is, the article stating the news that happened last night. And yes, there were a lot of people online last night that were going live about this because this kid, obviously, there was concern, understandably, that people wanted to know where this kid was and make sure that he was okay, right? But let's take a look at this. This is a post on Facebook, okay? This is from a post on Facebook, okay? Ocala Equestrian Company community, they said, please, please, please share, okay? He sent a text message to families saying that he had been hit, if you get what I'm saying. They are actively searching for him now. He's possibly with 4 unknown men, could be Hispanic males in a light-colored van. All right? So again, they keep saying Hispanic, light-colored van, etc. Now, I because the 90s already started with the show saying that he has been found. So that is old news. But yes, he has been found, okay? He is found safe and fine. But here's the thing that's very interesting. Well, we're not going to get to that yet. Give me 2 seconds because we got to still talk about the things that were going on last night and obviously the concerns that people have had overnight about this 17-year-old kid. Okay, let's go over to Fox 35 for this here real quick.
A 17-year-old is shot, then goes missing. An Amber Alert was just issued for this teen. His name is Caden Speight. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Luann Sorrell.
And I'm John Brown. Deputies have checked hospitals and are hoping that you can help find him. He was last seen on Southwest Highway 484 in Denellen. And Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn joins us live there right now. So, Chancellor, all deputies have found so far is his car.
Now, the question is, were there holes in his car? And my bad, it's Caden Speight, okay? It's Speight, not Spite, because it looks like height, with, take out the H and put an SP, height. But anyway, they're saying, yeah, it's a hoax, Miss Ma'am, okay, on TikTok. It's a full-on hoax, absolutely, okay? We're going to get to it in a second. I'll explain here in a second. But the question is, were there bullet holes in the car? Were there bullet holes in the car? That's what I'd like to know. Or was his car just there, sitting, door wide open?
Yeah, John, that's what deputies are working with right now. They have a truck that they believe was involved in a shooting, and they say that truck belonged to Caden. I'm going to take a quick step out of the way because I want you to take a look at that truck. If we zoom in past this Marion County Sheriff's vehicles here, you can see a large group of people, even some evidence markers, but it's the truck with the 2 doors open. That's where this investigation is focusing. Deputies say around 4 o'clock this afternoon, they received reports of a shooting. When they arrived, they say that truck appeared to be involved in a shooting, but the victim, Caden, was nowhere to be found, so they started searching for him. And I want you to come out a little bit and just see how large this scene remains. This has been...
Oh, this is so dumb. It's so dumb. But okay, so apparently he pulled up and then he pulled over, got out of the car and took shots at his car. Basically, took shots at his own car. So there was reports of an actual pew-pewing going on. Police show up to the place. Car's been riddled with bullets, doors are wide open, and he's nowhere to be found. Then, of course, allegedly he sent a text message to his family, basically saying, hey, these guys are trying to take me. I just been hit. And then, no more communication. He disappeared. Yeah, he Tupac'd his own car, y'all. Real talk. He went braka, 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 and then ran. There's more. Don't worry. We got the plot twist hasn't happened yet. Okay, it's coming though. I've already given you guys the foreshadowing and the plot twist earlier, but we gonna get into the plot twist very shortly. Just let me cook. Let me cook.
Here for about 6 hours, you have 2 different forensic unit vehicles, and what you can't see is in the sky. There's a helicopter that's been searching above using infrared cameras to try to find hot spots in the woods, because this is a large wooded area. Now, I want you to take a look at a picture of Caden, because really the priority for deputies right now is trying to find him. So getting a better image of him, seeing maybe you've seen him somewhere or seen him at all since 4 o'clock, because deputies believe he may be with 4 unknown men, possibly Hispanic, driving a light-colored van. And again, this is a picture of Caden. He's 6 foot tall, around 150 pounds. And I want you to hear why the Marion County Sheriff's Office says their priority is finding him first.
So because our most important thing at this point is finding Caden, we need to get eyes on him and figure out what happened. It's very important for our investigation and for his safety potentially. So we're really hoping that anyone who was in the area who may have seen something suspicious to come forward, let us know, even if it's a small detail.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit more interesting for the Marion County Sheriff's Office. They're kind of working with 2 different investigations here. You have one involving this shooting. This is the scene with the shooting where you can see an investigator is knelt down right near that truck and near some of those evidence markers. They're working that. They're also trying to find Caden. That's their priority, trying to find Caden, make sure he's okay. As you heard from John Brown, they searched through hospitals. They searched around the area, and they're still looking for Caden. Now,
Again, so they went and they're looking everywhere to try to find this young boy at that time last night. Okay. And of course, there was a great concern, people trying to find him and all that, only to find out that this whole thing, like I said, is fake. It's a one big old fat ass hoax. We're going to explain a little bit more here in just a minute. But again, like I said, everybody and their mama was trying to find this kid. They were pulling out. There, no holes barred. Okay? No stone unturned trying to find this kid. And like I said, if they didn't figure these things out quickly, like they did, I truly believe that this could have gotten a whole lot worse. Okay? Let's take a look at this too. Still from yesterday, just so you know, like I said, because I know a lot of y'all are going to hop in and go, don't you know that he was found? I already know he was found. We already talked about that. We're going to get to that point too, but we need to talk about what happened last night, what caused everybody to, oh my word, he was wearing a MAGA hat. See, this is the reason why this could get really bad. You see what I'm saying? We already have so much division going on in our country. We already have enough people pointing fingers at each other. One side of the political realm is pointing at the other, and vice versa, right? It's the radical left. It's these damn conservatives. It's all this craziness, all of this divisiveness going on right now as we speak. This is the last thing we need to have right now, which is 4 Hispanic males run up to some white kid that's wearing a MAGA hat, open fire on him, and take him to the point where there's a full-blown manhunt. Then you get all your true crime sleuths and your armchair sleuths and your keyboard warriors going after all this. Then it becomes politicized. Then it goes all the way up to Trump. And then it turns into something else. I'm sorry, but that is the mother-loving truth. So I'm very, very happy that this thing is a hoax. Very happy, because this could have gotten so messy. And you know for a fact I'm right. This is bad. But this is another Jessie Smollett. I know some of y'all said that in the chat. Real talk. This is another juicy. Real talk. This could have gotten very bad. And then next thing you know, you're going to have people getting angry at each other. It's going to be beyond just finding this 17-year-old boy. It's going to be, now he's the face of some political movement. That's not what we need. Not at all. But it's messed up that they use that information, those trigger points, to trigger the public, to get their interest and their focus on this whole case. MAGA hat, white boy, four Hispanic men. Oh, dear God, right? If you don't see it, hopefully I just spelled it out for you. Okay? Hopefully I just spelled that out for you. So the Florida Department, the FDLE, has issued an Amber Alert for 17-year-old Caden Speight. Sorry for that, but his last name is Speight of Marion County. Authorities said Speight was last seen along the Southwest Highway of 484 in Dunlin. So they responded to reports of pew-pewing, found of gunfire, found a truck believed to be connected to that actual situation. The vehicle, which they say belonged to Speight, remained at the scene late Thursday night with doors open and evidence markers nearby. So he literally got out of the car and he went, brah, 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 and then he ran off. Okay? Sheriff officials said Speight had not turned up at any local hospitals. He was last seen wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt, which we already know. Deputies, forensic units, and a helicopter equipped with infrared cameras searched the wooded area near this site for hours. Officials are warning the public not to approach Speight or the suspects that are spotted, and instead call local law enforcement immediately. All right? And of course, he was taken, okay? And of course, there are reports of him wearing a MAGA hat, which inspired them to allegedly go and try to take him where they tried to, take the guy, right? But let's move on. So dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. But it's real. It's real. Okay? I mean, it's fake, but it's real. Let's get into this piece too. All right? Because again, this is real too. And by the way, I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but hit that like button down below, please. And thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Hit that reaction button. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, make sure you are following. Follow. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go to my third channel, Pascal Raw. Subscribe there too. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Check out hit that join button down below. Become a member. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. Okay. I forgot to do all that. I was too busy, too passionate, and too upset about this situation. Okay. So again, crazy. All right. Crazy stuff. Now, this is the information. As soon as I heard this, I was like, oh, it's fake. Oh, it's a fugazi. Oh, man. It's a hoax. So take a look at this. Initial reports of the teen of Caden Speight was taken about him being taken by a group of men has been unfounded. I'm sorry. And he may have left with tent. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. So let's take a look at this. So the FDLE issued an Amber Alert, okay, for this kid. We already know. Friday at noon, the Marion County Sheriff's Office said the teen, in quotes, remains missing and is believed to be endangered, but the original claim appears not to be true. Speight, which we already know about all this, him being missing and what he was last seen wearing. FDLE said Speight might have been taken by or was in the company of 4 unknown males, but determined that is unlikely true. or likely not true. Detectives obtained information and collected evidence that are unsupportive of the initially reported facts. Instead, MCSO believes the teen left the incident location on a black bicycle with a red and gray tent, which he purchased at a Walmart. There he is on a bike. There he be on a bike, yo. Ain't that something? There he is on a bike. Ooh, hold on. Let's see what they got to say. Hold on. Unbelievable.
In Marion County, right now, there is an Amber Alert in effect for this missing teenager. And in just the last few minutes, right before we came on the air, the Marion County Sheriff's Office gave us new information on the search for Caden Speight. The 17-year-old vanished yesterday in Marion County.
And Nancy, as you mentioned, new details breaking as we just came on the air. West 2's Justin Checker is live this afternoon at the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Justin, what is the update?
Well, the main update is deputies are now saying, based on the information gathered by detectives investigating the shooting, detectives say they have collected information that is unsupportive of the initially reported facts. Now, here's what we know at this time. The sheriff's office responded to a shooting investigation after 4:10 yesterday in the 12800 block of Southwest Highway 484. At this time, deputies say there's no evidence to indicate that he was taken by 4 Hispanic men in a light-colored van.
Fake. He lied. Yeah, it's basically a Jessie Smollett merged with some Carly Russell there. Hoax.
The sheriff's office goes on to say it is possible they left the incident location on a black bicycle with a red and gray tent, which he purchased at a Walmart on Southwest 19th Avenue Road in Ocala.
Now, if he's on a black bike with a tent, red and gray tent that he bought recently at Walmart, what do you think he's doing? What do you think he's doing? Huh? Yeah, okay, I'll say it for you. Okay, follow the bouncing ball. He is trying to stage a fake kidnapping. Yeah. A Jessie Russell. Because it's the hybrid between the two names. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I be smart sometimes, okay? Sometimes I'm creative, okay? But yeah. Yeah. A Juicy Russell. It's a hybrid. Or a Juicy Carly. Or a Carly Smollett. That goes a little bit better. A Carly Smollett. How about that? Yeah. That sounds like that's right on the nose.
The sheriff's office goes on to say, since Caden is still a missing and endangered juvenile, deputies are asking anyone who may have seen him, someone matching his description with a dark colored mountain bike or a tent, to call 911.
Hold on. I just realized something. He bought the bike at Walmart as well, it looks like. At least that's what it looks like to me. Because that looks like a checkout counter, kind of like a self-checkout thing at Walmart. So he not only bought a tent, he actually went out of his way to buy a bike as well. Huh. At least that's what it looks like. Unless he rode the bike up there to get the tent, but he didn't have any, he didn't have change for the bike, so he just went in there, right? But to me, it looks like he bought the bike at Walmart with the tent. Have mercy.
These are asking anyone who may have seen him, someone matching his description with a dark colored mountain bike or a tent to call 911. So again, at this time, at this hour, the search continues for 17-year-old Caden Speight, but deputies are now saying, based on what they've gathered, there's no evidence to support that he was abducted by 4 Hispanic men in a light colored van. We'll be sure to stay on top of this and provide you any new details as soon as we get them. Covering Marion County Live in Ocala, I'm Justin Shecker, WESH 2 News.
That's really messed up. Like I said, this kid went out of his way to add details of the race of the men that actually took him. And then I don't know where this whole MAGA hat thing came from. I don't know where that spawned from, but that became a thing. And of course, that's the story that everybody ran with, right? Oh God, clutch my pearls. He's doing what? He was wearing what? Damn it, these damn leftists. You see what I'm saying? And also it's, oh, God forbid, it's these disturbing, violent migrants as well. You see what I'm getting at, right? Because this was spreading like wildfire last night. I saw it in the middle of the night. I'm like, whoa, everybody's talking about this MAGA hat thing. Holy crap. Everybody. He was wearing a MAGA hat. Please help find Caden Speight. Please help find him. We need justice for Caden. And then only to find out that the whole thing was a fugazi. It's a damn shame. I'm being real. It's a damn shame because you got to understand, there are so many other cases out here that deserve our energy and our time. They have no political divisiveness to it at all. But this one just had to be put in here like this. It's mucked up, y'all. It's truly mucked up because, again, this kid, if this all spawned from this kid, as far as like the MAGA hat, he said it's 4 men who are after me. I just got hit. Oh, Ma, I got hit kind of thing. I'm coming, Ma. You know what I mean? He wrote that stuff. Then allegedly broke his phone in half before he ran off. What's crazy about this is why would he add all of that? Why? And watch this happen. Watch the wild thing happen where they're going to say, well, we did some research and we found out that his family is all hardcore leftists. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, my God. Just wait for it. They're going to sit there and go, oh, no. There's no way that this kid could be conservative. He would never do anything crazy like this. No conservative child is out their damn minds. No way whatsoever. Nope. And now we see that, oh, his third cousin twice removed. That guy's a liberal. Oh, diggity damn. It makes sense now. That's what it is. That he ain't MAGA. He ain't some crazy conservative. No, he's a crazy leftist. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Do your research. Deep dive into the guy. Whatever, right? That's what they're basically going to do. Try to spin it to make it seem like this kid made this up because he's some, as they said, loser leftist, right? Like I said, the divisiveness on this was bad. And now Caden has some explaining to do. Because he slathered this mother lover with all kinds of divisive butter. Okay? Lathered in this stuff. And I'm not cool with that. And none of us should be. Because this could have been bad. Really, really bad. So, Hold on. Let's see this too. Here's another piece of information. A witness spoke to this news station as well, saying, I passed here around 4 o'clock and there was a boy, young man, believed to be the guy that you're looking for, getting something out of the truck and shoving it into a backpack. And then about 10, 15 minutes later, I believe he drove by my house on a bicycle. I called Marion County non-emergency line and told them what I had seen. And they said, thank you very much. That's very helpful. So he went on to say, the police did ask me if he was, if he was bleeding as he went by. I told them no, he looked normal and he wasn't struggling to ride his bike. So then moving on, they're saying they responded to every 911 call with a determination to ensure justice is served and truth is revealed. But any law enforcement officer will tell you that when these calls involve juveniles, it takes on an even greater intensity. This case is no different. My deputies responded immediately, and I have dedicated all of my available resources to respond to this event. Initial information was later determined to be inaccurate. However, we always give everything we have until the investigation takes us into a different direction. I appreciate many citizens who have gave us tips and information to help my detectives. Understand, I will continue to have all of my available resources committed to locating this man, which, by the way, this man was located, which we are going to get here into right now. So let's get straight into this meat and potatoes. So we already heard an update. He has been found safe. Just so you know, he's been found. He's safe and sound. He has not been hurt. He has not been injured. He literally tried to fake his own taking. Okay? And again, like I said, when this whole thing came out, man, it just stank. It stank foul. It stank foul. Where does he have time to send a text message being like, oh, I've been hit, ma? And then suddenly can't text no more. Either it's the person who took him that sent that text, or he sent that text because it's fake. So update on missing endangered juvenile. Marion County Sheriff's Office, or MCSO, detectives, aviation unit, field force unit, and mounted unit are continuing to search for Caden Speight, who remains missing and is believed to be endangered. Through the initial investigation of the pew-pewing reported on the 20,800 block of Southwest Highway 484 around 4:10 p.m. yesterday and Caden's disappearance, detectives obtained information and collected evidence that are unsupportive of the initial reported facts. Primarily, at this time, there is no evidence to indicate he was taken by 4 Hispanic men in a light-colored van. It is possible that he left the incident location on a black bicycle with a red and gray tent which he purchased at Walmart on Southwest 19th Avenue Road in Ocala, just prior to this incident being reported. Since Caden is still a missing endangered juvenile, obviously he's found now, but what they reported before, he was still missing at that time. MSCO is asking anyone who may have seen a male matching his description with a dark-colored mountain bike and a tent to call 911. And I already read to you what they said earlier about, they respond to every 911 call. They take this very, very seriously, and they don't play. But these are the photos of him walking around in Walmart and the Walmart parking lot, buying a bike. Look at that. That's a brand new bike. I didn't see that bottom part. But as you can see, he went to Walmart to buy a brand new bike and a tent. So he had plans on kicking rocks. He had plans on disappearing for a little while. What for? Don't know. See, this is the thing. This is the reason why, the likes of Carly Russell, the likes of all these other people, right, that have been a part of these kinds of hoaxes, it makes you wonder. The burning question is, why do they do this in the first place? And then on top of it, why add all this BS to it? Why sprinkle more information? 4 men took me. My car just got lit up. 4 Hispanic men just took me. Right? I've been hit. I'm coming, Ma. And then he disappears. Why? It's just dumb. It's dumb. Let's take a look at this. There's a press conference that happened about an hour ago. So let's see what they got to say. And for those of y'all on TikTok, you won't be able to hear this, but you'll be able to hear it if you go over to my YouTube channel, okay? It's called The Pascal Show. Go over there on my YouTube channel. Check it out over there. We're going to be talking about that here in a second. Or you'll be able to hear it over there, okay? But my mouse is just tripping. But let's check this out. This is very interesting. Again, guys, hit that like button down below. I'll get to the super chats here, I promise. Thank you so much for the support, but hit that like, hit it. I've been wanting to talk about the David Celeste thing. I may have to do that tonight, but also I will say this, just a quick update. I may be on Banfield tonight, just so you know. I may be on Banfield tonight. And I'm assuming to talk about more of the David case. So just so you know, okay? I may be. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but I'll let you guys know for sure. Okay? If it's absolutely 110% confirmed, I'll let you guys know. Okay? But it looks like I'm going to be on tonight on Banfield. So keep a lookout. Okay? But if I am, I'll make a short or a little video and let you guys know for sure. Okay. But the rumor is that I'm going to be back on the show again tonight. We'll see.
Good afternoon. I appreciate everyone's patience and
gotta be crappy voice.
bearing with us through this. We've had some updates this morning, and that was the reason for the delay. Our detectives, investigators have been out all through the night since 4:10 p.m. yesterday.
All the way up, guys.
Just feverishly working on this case. This case came in as quite literally a shock to us, and certainly to you and all the citizens here in Marion County and around.
One fat ass hoax.
Our initial report was we responded to a shooting. This was 4:10 in the afternoon yesterday. This is in about the 12,800 block of Highway 484. That's near the Dunellen Airport, not too far away. And the area around there is somewhat rural, wooded area. And when we arrived, we did find evidence of a shooting, an abandoned vehicle there belonging to.
Yeah, the audio's terrible. It's not me, guys.
I'm sorry, Caden Speight.
Turned all the way up.
The investigation began there. What we learned was that Caden had let a family member know that there was may possibly been abducted by 4 men in a white van, and described them as Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
Our investigation started there, right? So we reached out with tips that were coming in, physical evidence there. Our forensics team responded and began an investigation alongside of our detectives. And what we learned through that investigation, and this is going again over all through the night and into this morning.
It's turned all the way up, guys.
The shooting or the abduction by some folks in a van, that was unfounded. That is we've not been able to verify that at all, and in fact confirm just the opposite. What we did find out is that Caden Speight did stop off at a couple local stores, including Walmart, prior to this incident occurring. And we've distributed some photos of him there at the Walmart. Purchased a bicycle, a sleeping tent, sleeping bag, and I believe he has a backpack with him, wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and evidence suggests that he left from that scene on the bicycle. So right now, we're not pursuing this as him being abducted by 4 Hispanic males in a van. That has been proven to be untrue. However, we are still looking at this as a missing endangered juvenile. He's 17 years old, and we have a lot of folks out there, many teams that are helping out, including aviation, and we have other agencies that have come alongside of us as well with search dogs and search teams, the like. Our forensics team is continuing to their follow-up with the evidence that's been collected and investigate this further. Understand some of the evidence right now is going to be just that. It's going to be evidence where we're not going to be able to give you everything as much as I would like to and help clarify some things for you. Understand I will be restricted on some of the things I can say because we are still investigating a shooting call. So we want to know everything about this call before we make a final judgment, final statement, and wrap up this investigation. So I'll try to answer a few questions if I can that you may have, but just understand there may be some that I cannot.
Lieutenant, his mother had posted on Facebook that she received some text message. Have deputies located his phone, and his phone still needs to be with him?
So we did get a report there that from the mother that she'd received text messages from Caden, and that's where the report initiated. I can tell you we are in possession of that, and our detectives are following up with those details and seeing what we can find out.
Possession of his phone.
Correct.
So you're saying that there was a text message that was received from Caden saying that he was taken by 4 Hispanic males. However, now that's been retracted. What's that new evidence that you guys have found to be able to say, hey, no, this was not 4 Hispanic males at all?
So there's a multitude of evidence and techniques, investigative techniques that we use to determine that, and we wanted to be very thorough and very complete. And again, that's why.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. So I don't mean to interrupt this. The audio is absolute dog water, but here's the thing. They're asking, like, how did they figure out that this whole thing is fake, right? But what's interesting is that, I mean, you just do the small amount. I'm not saying anything. I'm not belittling the investigative work, but they just had to do a tiny bit of investigative work and see that this kid was at a Walmart a little down the road, basically buying a bike and a tent right before he disappeared. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just do the math on that. And then the fact that he's like, oh yeah, I've been hit. Ma, I'm coming, ma. Like it just, yeah. It's simple math. And you just do that simple reverse math and you go, oh, damn. This kid was basically trying to create a hoax. That is it. But he did it in the most divisive and most just disturbing ways. Like I said about the Carly Russell situation, it's the same thing, right? He threw race in there. He threw politics in there. Okay, he tried to weaponize. It could have clearly turned into a weaponized case. Because there would have been people out here going, well, why do I want to, I don't know, some people are crazy. Why do I want to go find the kid who is wearing a MAGA hat? People are crazy like that. And then other people are like, how dare you say that? We must find all children, which I agree with as well. Doesn't matter what he was wearing. Okay, if he was wearing a hat like that, he should be found, right? Only to find out that this was all fake is bad. Very, 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 very bad. This kid thought about this. Okay? This kid thought about this.
We've been wanting to know some updates on this. It's a very, very critical case and certainly has all our attention. But unfortunately, I can't give you all the details of how it was, but through investigative techniques and physical evidence at the scene, we were able to determine that.
So there was physical evidence that was found. So they were able to do that, do the reverse math through physical evidence that was found at the actual scene. And then on top of it, the footage that they found at the Walmart, the local Walmart, and all that. Here's another thing. Think about this. If they found out that his pew-pew, okay, if they found out that he actually had, like, maybe the mom's like, well, his pew-pew is gone, right? Or the family pew-pew is gone. And they're like, oh, what kind of pew-pew was it, ma'am? And they're like, the Smith & Wesson, such and such, such and such. All they got to do is look at the bullets and go, oh, well, looks like the bullets that are the casings that are on the ground here and have been lodged into the car could very well be the same. They could have been discharged from his own weapon. Do the reverse math there. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Lie detector comes back and says that is a lie. You see what I'm saying? We getting our Maury Povich on right now. You feel me?
Yes.
A text message was in fact sent, though. That part was true.
We received a report from family members that he had texted, correct.
And we have not been able to confirm if there was a shooting at the place then.
We are investigating a shooting. There is evidence of a shooting there. We're investigating that. That's why we still have this as this person is missing in danger. We want to follow up, and we're not wrapping that part of the case up just yet. We want to know all the details about that. So when we have a shooting investigation, we're looking at everything: angle of the shot, type of firearm used. We're trying to determine all of those pieces of information so we can piece this together.
Is there evidence that anybody was hit at this shooting to make you continue to investigate this as a shooting, or is there just shells?
So the evidence at the scene, I can't get into too much detail about that. Other than to say that yes, there was a shooting there. Whether anybody was directly injured or not, I cannot get into that right now. But there's enough evidence there for our team of detectives to determine that we need to further investigate this.
Do y'all believe that?
So you said, okay, we could definitely say that there was a pew-pewing that happened, but was there anybody there? Anybody else there? No. He could have just been pew-pewing his imaginary friend, for crying out loud. Okay? He could have just been taking his anger out on his car. That's literally all it was. He staged this so that he could get some sort of attention. For what reason? I don't know. Okay? Don't know. Okay?
Yeah, the exact details of what was there, just all I can say is there is evidence of a shooting taking place. That's pretty clear to us, but the details of it have not been released just yet.
Do y'all believe the text came from Caden?
We do. Yes, we do.
Yeah. So, of course, this is before they actually found the kid, just so you know. But they are able to break down enough information to basically say, okay, this kid put this whole thing together, but they're not saying it out loud. All they're saying is like, okay, the evidence that we're seeing here does not indicate that he was taken by 4 Hispanic men. It doesn't even seem like he's injured, really. Here's the other thing that, and we don't need to listen to the whole doggone press conference. We know the gist of this situation. But what I find interesting though too is he was able. He said he texted family members. He didn't say he just texted one family member. He had time to pull out his phone in the heat of. Well, we already know this whole thing's fake, but I'm just saying, rock with me for a second. Let's just go into the world of him actually being taken at that one moment. Okay? Chaos is happening. Somebody goes braca, braca, braca at his car. He gets hit. He sends a text message. How does he have time to send a text message to other people, let alone one person? So as he's sitting there just trying to text as he's getting dragged out of the car. He must have lightning fast fingers. Those thumbs must be quite nimble as he's been hit and he's getting dragged by 4 Hispanic men out of his car. Yeah. But he has time to 4 Hispanic men, ma. I've been hit, ma. Like, that doesn't make sense. How do you have time to do that? And then on top of that, they say family members, plural, baby. So he had time to send text messages to other people. Do you know how much it takes to sit there and go, calling out Sarah, texting Sarah, Jessica, Mikey, Mama, Gam? You still got to pull those things up if it's not top of your list on your text messages. You feel me? So he's sitting there going like this. Okay, send. Hit. 4 Hispanic men, save me. Wait. Gam. Hispanic men, hit. Save me. Wait. Jessica. Hey, sis, I've been hit. 4 Hispanic men are trying to take me. I've been hit. Wait, Jack, J-A-C, wait, J-A-C, I keep hitting the wrong, hold on, man. Hey, Jack, hit, Hispanic man. Like, come on. How do you have time to do all of that? Think about that for a second, guys. Do you have time? Do you have time? Unless you're sending it in one big family text, in one big fat ass family group text. But think about it. When do you have time? I ain't done, Pedro. I ain't done. Jack, though. Jack, Hispanic man. Hit. Save me. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Oh, and I broke a plate. But you know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on. Make that make sense. Literally, I broke a plate. Opa! But make it make sense. Okay? Make it make sense. All right? So he's dumb 17-year-old kid who just wants some attention. Right? It's ridiculous. Yeah, I broke a plate. Like, you know what I mean? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here on the life of this plate. It was a good plate. It held food. It held food. May it rest in peace. Anyway. I mean, what else play? I mean, you could use it like, you know, when it was working. Oh, lo siento. R.I.P. But you know, you use it like a kind of like an umbrella, or cover things with it so you don't get flies flying into it. You know what I mean? Just cover the nobody. Okay. Yeah. It was a life well lived, that plate. A life well lived. But anyway, guys, when it comes to this, okay, this is absolute horse manure. And what's really sad, and yeah, you know, maybe I can bring out the super glue. You never know. No, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's dead. But here's the thing. When it comes to this whole situation, this situation is really messed up. Okay? All jokes aside, all comedy aside, this could have gotten very, very bad. I'm very happy that this kid was found. Real talk. I am happy that this kid was found. But at the end of the day, what happened here could have turned into something much worse. Okay? This could have gotten much worse. And it didn't. Thank God it didn't. But at the same time, we need to have less of these types. We shouldn't even have these hoaxes. Because you got to remember, it's a lot of people's energy, time, care, concern for that person to go out there. Because this could have gotten to a situation where people were going to go out there to try to find this kid. You realize that, right? They would have gone out of their way to do everything they could to try to find this kid, because that's what people do. That's what good people do. And that's what's so amazing about not only just the local law enforcement, but the people that live in the neighborhood, right? And that live in the area. They would have stopped at nothing trying to find this kid. But there was other added sprinkle pieces of information that could have gotten other people in serious trouble. How about any Hispanic male? This could have gone way off the rails, guys. And then anybody who's Hispanic could have been male, of course, could have been targeted for no reason. That could have been really, really bad. Then, of course, not only just talking about that, the other political stuff on that as well, on top of that as well. You realize that this could have gotten so much worse. So thank God police did their investigative work and this kid was dumb. Sorry for saying that, but thank God that the kid was dumb. Because he made a lot of sloppy choices. And police were able to reverse math very quickly to find out that this whole thing was a fat ass hoax. And without that, we would still be right here doing a whole bunch of videos covering this whole thing, asking the ongoing burning question, where is Caden? Well, we now know where he is. And hopefully he's catching charges for doing what he did. Not only just a good tongue lashing from his family. Oh, you're grounded. No more Fortnite, right? Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he's looking at some charges here for what he did. But I guess the only thing that we'll never really know truly for ourselves, us as viewers and concerned individuals following this particular case as it wraps up, I think the one thing we will always want to know is why. Why did he do this? What inspired him to do this? What inspires anyone to do something like this? Right? I guess that's going to be the ongoing burning question. And that's one question we'll never get the answer to unless he does some sit down, and he exposes it all. But I doubt we'll ever get that from this kid. One thing is for sure, I'm happy he's still alive. I'm happy he's safe. I'm just very angry with the details that were added into this Carly Russell, Jessie Smollett hoax of a taking. Let me get some of these super chats here really quick. Janobi, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. It went so ugly fast, so fast. Yep. Society is so quick to assign a label and not think. Absolutely. People wanted to arm up to quote unquote find their boy. Some streamers were just as bad. People will not change. I think people can change. I truly believe that. In my heart of hearts, I do think that there are people, some can change. Maybe not all. Some people are just stuck in their ways. And true, I do believe that some old dogs you can't teach new tricks. I do think that. Not all though, right? But yes, it is interesting how, like I said before, how polarizing, how divisive this whole thing got before it even had legs to stand on. People are instantly hearing about MAGA, a MAGA hat, and they instantly take sides, which is sad because we should be looking at every single case with a blanketed amount of care. Basically, if you really think about it, colorblind. And I don't mean race, but I kind of do too. But I kind of don't at the same time. Even the color of our politics is a constant issue in our lives right now. In these American streets, this is the problem that we deal with on a daily. Yeah, people are so quick to be like, was he trans? Was he conservative? No, he had to be a lib. He had to be one of them damn dummies, right? Everyone's so quick. You're right, Janobi, to assign some sort of label. Because it can't just be a kid being taken by some men, which obviously is not true. But at the origin of this story, it can't just be, let's find this kid. It's, burn them all. It's sad. And at some point, I'm hoping that people who are taking a bias to this case quickly and we're thinking that kind of thing, we got to find our boy. I'm hoping that they're looking at themselves in the mirror right now. Catching themselves like, oh, I sound like a butthole. I sound terrible. Hopefully they're walking back what they said in those streams and realizing that they're sounding like a fool by speaking in that way. Because this hoax should expose those kinds of people to themselves, making them realize, oh, damn, my bias is overshadowing how I see a missing persons case. That's insane. Lauren, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Debbie, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Please find his hat and prove that politics has nothing to do with people going insane. Prosecution is in order. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Let's find out about that hat. Let's find out where that story came from. Did that really come from the kid, or did that come from somebody else who was reporting the news? That's a question I'd like to have answered too, right? Debbie again, exactly why I love you. So many creators are quick to spin this last night, and it's all fake. Ain't that funny? And the funny thing is, I saw it last night, and I'm like, but you know, I'm a caring individual. You know what I mean? I'm a caring individual, and I'm not quick to sit there and be like, right out the gate, like, oh, it's a hoax. It's all a lie. It's because of the MAGA hat. No, but the pieces of information that came out seemed weird. Right off the bat, 4 Hispanic men, 4 of them. Then MAGA hat. Then he's texting his mama saying, I've been hit. I'm coming, Ma. Where does he have time to send a text like that? You got hit. Where do you have time? And you're getting taken at the same time. There's no time to send a text message. Unless those guys, if this was real, was dumb enough to go, yeah, you can use your phone. Go ahead, cabron. Text your mama. That's dumb. Who does that? What criminal does that? Let her know you've been shot. That makes no sense. You understand that, right? None. So again, you hear about the 4 Hispanic men, you go, okay. Then you hear about the MAGA hat. You're like, And then you hear about the text messages, and you're like, oh no, some ain't right here. Something stinks. Something really stinks. Where would he have time to send a text message if that thing happened so fast? Where would he have time? Where would he have time? No, that all 3 of them, those 3 things together. It's like, oh, I was changing my baby in the parking lot because he went boo-boo. So I was changing his diaper in the back seat. And then all of a sudden I heard a man say, hola. And I turned around and I got knocked out. Oh, Emmanuel. Okay. You hear that kind of stuff. You're like, I don't, no, doesn't work for me. You know, that story and Caden's story are so weak. They're weaker than this plate that just broke on this show. Okay, metaphors. Yes, indeed. So again, I heard all that stuff last night. Get our kid. Blah, blah, blah. Of course, these damn migrants. You know, I get sick of that stuff after some time. You know, at some point, it needs to stop, right? At some point, it needs to freaking stop. Fly Gal, thank you so much for being a member for over a year now. Wow. Thank you, Pascal, for your hard work. Of course. Thank you. You know, see, these are the kind of cases that I enjoy because it's blanketed roasting. Because at the end of the day, no one got hurt. No one lost an eye. No one lost their life. You see what I'm saying? It's just a kid or a person being dumb. Those, like a Carly Russell or a Juicy, right? Those, I'm like, yeah, I get real nice and comfortable. Because no one's sitting there going, how dare you say what you said? You know what I mean? This kind of stuff, this kid was dumb and he made stupid mistakes. And hopefully he's going to feel it, right? Hopefully he's going to get some sort of charge. And of course, he's going to have to pay for what he did, you know? But at the same time, you just can't not have fun with it a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? But again, no one got hurt. No Hispanic men were randomly profiled or arrested for no reason. Because there was other reports of like, oh, I saw some Hispanic men doing work on a roof nearby. That could have been them. That happened, actually. That was a report that came out. Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God that they didn't do that. They said, well, no. He bought a bike and a tent right before he went and disappeared. And then another eyewitness said he saw him just riding his bike, fring, fring, with his little bike bell, riding it down the road, unharmed. So thank God they didn't just go run up on random Hispanic men that are working hard to make money to pay their bills out here in these streets. Like I said, this could have gone very bad. Oh yeah, and the white van, pulling over any white or light-colored van you can think of. Like I said, it's like, Ma, I've been hit. 4 Hispanic men, I've been hit. Ah, what color is the car? What color is the van? White, you know what I mean? Light colored, you know what I mean? Like, where do you have time to say all that information? Yeah, you do have time for that information if you're faking it. But when you're getting taken, you don't have time to text that fast. Like I said, if that was true, which it's not, those thumbs be nimble. This is the fastest text messenger I've ever seen. Faster than any 13-year-old girl that I know of. Okay? Because you know how fast those girls can type. Typing out novels in 5 seconds. You're like, whoa, you're done? Wow, that was fast. But it's true. You know for a fact I'm right. Have mercy. So, guys, of course, what say you? All right, let me know. Comment down below in the chat down below. Just keep it respectful, please, and thank you. We'll see where this goes. Okay, this particular case goes, but this case is closed. It's a fugazi. It's a full-on fugazi, and I'm happy about that because everyone's safe. It's just a kid being dumb. Anyway, that is the show. Appreciate all y'all for being here. Really means a lot. Of course, if there's more information, I'll let you guys know. Okay? Be on the lookout for any updates on that. But if there's updates on the David case or anything else that might be breaking, we'll be on here to talk about it all and then some. Again, I'll let you guys know for sure if I'm on Banfield tonight or not. News Nation. Sometimes they say yes, and then it changes. It just is what it is. It's all good. But I'll let you know if I'm going to be on for sure, okay? But nonetheless, please do me a favor before you head out. Hit that like button down below. Hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these platforms, please and thank you as well. All right. Don't forget to follow. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all of those. So make sure you're following. Make sure you're subscribing here to my YouTube channel. Go to my second and third channel. The second channel is called The Pascal Show Clips. Third channel, is called Pascal Raw. Subscribe to all of them. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all on all those platforms so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. All right. Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, and of course, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Go check it out, baby. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your day. If I don't see you guys, have a fantastic and safe weekend. And we'll be talking here soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.